back? I might be back. Looks like it. Alright, let's see if the chase player is working. That's much better. Suppose he can be a little bit closer than that, but alright. Let's do 150 as it seems like he can be a little bit closer. And that actually works. So they're not nearly as close anymore. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of the behavior tree. So we have an on-death execute on server event, custom, reliable. This gets triggered when damage is taken. So when damage is taken, it will spawn in a number. Oh wait, no, I lied, that's not it. Current hit points. Alright, so every time the current hit points change, we're going to check to make sure it's not indestructible. If it is, well, the current hit points will go back to 100% apparently. At false, the current hit points, if it's less than equal to 0, we'll trigger an on-death function. So we're going to delay it. We're going to get this huge on-death thing here. Which we probably don't need all this junk, but so first on the on-death, we're going to check the party length if it's equal to 0. If it is, we're just going to add XP. If it is just one person, we're going to get added XP, so we're going to get random XP base values. Random. Add them. We're going to get the last NPC last attacker. And get their current XP and then add it to the stuff. Right? The hell's current XP? Ah, yeah. So we're going to set that. Then we're going to set current XP based on XP multiplier and added XP. We're going to multiply those together and set their XP value. Then we're going to get their stuff and I'm going to add it into either the combat log or the message box that they've gotten experience points. You gained this experience points. And we're going to destroy actor. So this is where we don't want to destroy the actor yet. And then if the party size is not equal to 0, then we're going to do a for each loop. And we're going to get the party array. And do the same thing up here for each party member. So each party member is going to get a random amount differently than this stuff. We're going to change colors here depending on blah blah blah. And then once this is all done, we're going to destroy the actor. But we just want to add this here, add that here, and we are not going to destroy the actor now. We want died. We want a died boolean now. And then we're going to set died boolean to true. And if dead, we don't want it to do anything. So how the hell? The attack target. So if we only want to do this, if you didn't die. So if you're not dead, attack. But if it's dead, stop attacking. Attack target, combat. So we stopped that. We're undead. Has died. Good. So at this point, has died. We can play the animation on death. That won't stop our behavior tree, I believe. Well, we could probably grab it. This AI controller, so we want this controller to let's see, and there should be a behavioral tree. We don't want this one, I don't think. We want the one that says many. This one. And behavior tree? No. I guess we could probably try and run a blank one. Run behavioral tree. And we don't care what it is, as long as it stops. Let's see here. So let's see if the guy stops attacking and moving. Get our arrows and bows. Wait for our cubs to spawn and see if I can kill one. And see if it stops moving and attacking. Because that's kind of what we need. Attacks, damages, none. Oh, because I don't have a name. Apparently my animations are... Okay, so it still wants to run. What happened to my animations here? Of course, there's always something new that fucks up. Oh, this here. If it's true, it needs to go down here. Duh. Problem though, why did it work last time? Makes no sense. Oh, I think I might have changed something right at the very end of my stream yesterday. Yeah, I didn't think the behavior tree was gonna work. There, my animations are back. Is the bear back to being super close again? Maybe 150 was... Alright, so he does stop attacking. I stop attacking it. Which is good. Let's see if there is a behavioral tree. Run behavioral tree. Is hostile, is true. And we're going to do another boolean here that says if NPC get died. I probably should change that to dead, because I keep wanting to say dead. Dead. There. So dead. If dead is true, we want nothing to happen. And if dead is true, we want to set enemy target to nothing. Right? I have no idea if this is working. Actually, probably don't need this. We're just going to do a custom event here. Custom event died. So if I get rid of this object value, and if character is dead, so if it's true, it does nothing else. So this function won't work if it's dead. Now we just need to call this in the master. Call dead. Am I doing that in the right one? Many. Save. Or died. Dead. I don't know why I put died there. Call dead. So if it's dead, we're just going to get rid of, well, the object. The enemy object. because we'll stop moving towards it. Right? We'll stop moving towards it. Let's check here. So to find the player, we need the enemy. If we can't find the enemy, there's no way to go. So this should stop working. So you wouldn't be able to find the enemy anymore, so hopefully it doesn't go back to roaming. I bet you it's going to go back to roaming. Let's test it anyways. Go kill this cub and see if it's probably just going to roam around. Let's see if I get far enough away. Alright, so it seems like it kind of worked. Alright, so now, let's see, so I'm working on the cub or bear. Where the hell is the animation that I made? I thought it was in here. Just type in bear. NPC. Bear. Bear animation. Let's just find it in the content browser. There it is. Oh, it's in the blueprints. Here's our bear animation. And now we need a boolean called dead in here. We're going to get dead here. We're going to set dead here. There. So when dead triggers in the animation graph, we're going to pull off, oops, not sure what the hell conduit is, a state that is dead. And I can go back as long as dead is a not there. Let's do the same thing here. not here. And if he's attacking and died, he can do the death animation. Alright. Animation. Back to this state. So let's change the name here. The dead animation. And we're going to do the bear died. And we're only going to do it once because the bear only needs to do it once. And if I tick this true, it's going to play that animation. Once. Now we should be able to test it. Let's go kill ourselves a bear. Wait for our cub to come back so we can kill it. I was about to say I gotta fix this text thing too, because this text thing doesn't quite work. Interesting. I knew it was gonna do that. Why didn't it play the dead? Dead true. Oh no. Replicated? Gotta replicate your variables if you're doing the stupid server. Replicated. Alright. So the bear did go back to roaming. It reset on that one. So we're gonna need to make another key variable that's a boolean called dead. So the behavior tree, we don't want this to work. So we're gonna add another decor called Blackboard. Right? Blackboard decor code. Condition is a Blackboard key. I'm gonna do both here. As long as it's not set. Dead. So if it's not set, then it can work. I'm gonna do the same thing for all of these. For condition, both is not set, dead. We're gonna change the name to is dead. Or is not dead. Is not dead. Is not dead. Is not, oops, dead. Dead and both. Alright, so now that those are in there, we want all these to fail or work if it's not dead. If it is dead, it won't do anything. Now I need to set this in the behavior tree? No. In the controller. So we're going to get rid of the object. So we could probably get rid of this because it's not going to work. We set it up to do nothing else. So if it is dead, we need to set value, right? No, we need a Blackboard. How do we do this? I'll just snag this real quick. This is what we want. Set value is bool on the Blackboard. So you want to get the Blackboard, pull off this. Set value is here. And we're going to make a little name and we're going to do dead. It needs to be spelled the same as the Blackboard key dead. So this here should set to true. And it should stop everything. Now let's test it. See? I don't know why sometimes it screws up. Maybe it's because it doesn't register the default variable of speed. But it's alright. Alright, let's shoot us a cub. Alright. So it is now dead. So the problem that I'm going to have now is clicking on his body. Because his body's right here. Still. So his body's still here. I'm wondering if I can... Let me check the body here. Viewport. So this is by itself. If I attach it to the cylinder of the mesh, hopefully the mesh moves. I doubt it. I doubt it's going to work, but we can test it. Let's fix the bear first. We don't want it to spawn anything yet. So we're using this bear. Let's bring that up because it is attached to the mesh. I'm wondering if I can set a variable on the bear. Where's the dead variable? So if I do this, it's going to play animation. And then we want this to adjust. Here. We want to attach this to a bone, I should suppose. Can I attach this to a bone? How do I do that? I get it to work every now and then. undo, undo, undo. Can't undo. Is it -90? This damn thing. It froze. See, the problem I have is I can't click on this bear without putting this cylinder on it. So I suppose if it's dead, I will need to move this over here and rotate it like so. Alright, so what's the transform to this? Let me get a notepad. Where the hell is it? Notepad? What about sticky notes? Sticky notes. No, I just want a sticky note. Bear. So X is I'm just going to say 170. Y is -34. And Z is 77. And rotation of X is 0. Rotation of Y is 0. Rotation of Z is 15. Alright. We're going to then test these. We're going to set this back to not dead. So in our controller, or here, when we triggered the dead, we also want to set world transform. We're going to make a new one. We're going to make a transform. So we're going to set in our sticky notes here. 175 or 170. Oops. 170. -34. 77. And Z is 15. Alright. And I believe we're going to get world transform as well. We're going to break these. We're just going to enter in scale. We're going to set our own here. And that should do it. Hopefully. Let's go kill ourselves a bear and see if it highlights properly. Oh, I just realized. That's gonna do that for all of them. I didn't fix the bear stuff. Oh, I did. This is the cub, right? No, name is bear. Shit. Which one says cub? This one. I screwed up all their things. I'm gonna have to fix them all because I attached it to the mesh. This one seems like it's standing higher. I can't believe I did that. You know what? I wonder if I can fix that. How do I unparent this? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. I don't have to fix them all now. Just the ones that I changed. Alright. We should be able to test the bear now. If someone knows how to get rid of that cylinder, for some reason I can't just hover over their mesh and click on them. No, he's still over here. I don't think this is gonna work. It might, but let's get back to the cub. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just gonna click on that. It works for the player characters, but for some reason doesn't work for the... Oh wait, it did work. There's something weird going on. It went away though. Still gonna point me this direction. Because the static mesh is still there. It doesn't move with the bear. Let's move this out of the way. So it does work. It goes away after a duration though. So I don't need this cylinder. Can I delete it? No. I can make it probably really small though. Now the problem is I have my guy rotating. Why would he rotate? There. This is the one I'm looking for. So I'm pretty sure on the combat system my guy rotates. Alright, so we can stop him from rotating by just simply get dead. So if the target is dead, we don't need to do... What the hell is that? We don't need to do any of this. So if dead, if it's true, do nothing. And if the static mesh works, I might delete the cylinder. Let's go. Oh, there's another bear here. We can shoot from here. Alright, so he dies. And then I can come over here and click on him. I should be able to click on him. Alright. Good. So my guy does not rotate anymore. I have the rotation set up right here. So if he's alive, he will rotate. It's almost instantaneous, but... So now in the cub, when we go to the event graph, I have a custom stuff here for spawn loop on an event tick. Spawn loop. Only do once. Why is this on an event tick? Oh, we're checking if hit points are less than 0. There's got to be another way to do that. So this is what I have for now. There is probably another way. So we're going to spawn loot not at the player's location. We're going to delete this. We want to spawn the loot once at the inventory spot, which I think is minus 100,000 units at 0, 0. And spawn the hide down there. We're going to go to the NPC master because now we need to make an inventory of BP master item, which is an array of master items that is replicated. Don't forget replicate. It needs to be replicated. So now the cub can take spawn loop. They're going to get inventory. And we're going to add to this inventory the spawned loot. And go back to BP master. If clicked, right as our event cursor overworks, so event clicked, right? Event actor on click. So if I click, and you only want this to trigger if it is dead. We want to create an inventory widget. So we got widgets. We got NPC. We're going to make a new widget called loop. And this widget is going to be a border. Not that type of border. And we're going to anchor in the middle. Create a, was it 200? What are we at, 40 already? By 200? Seems like it. So we want a negative 100. Position Y. Wait, we don't want it negative 100, we want it negative 50. No, negative. That's right, negative 100. We want it to be positive 20. So we want it to be up. No. A 100 was fine. We're going to make it dark. We're going to put a scroll box in there. So now we have a scroll box. We can put a text in there. We want it above the scroll box, right? Yes. Why isn't it moving? There. Text box. Ah, duh. We need to wrap it with a vertical box. And then inside the vertical box, we have the scroll box fill. Change that to 12. You want it in the center, called, we're just going to name it loop. There. So we're going to spawn in there, it's going to be the loop. We're going to spawn our buttons in here. So now we got the window set up. We just need a button in the loop. So now we need to create a loop button. Loop button. So we can get rid of the canvas. All we need is a button that is black or transparent, essentially, right? I'm gonna put one there. Transparent. Nope. Set this one. Yes, we're going to set the background color to transparent. Style, normal, unhovered. So we're going to need a horizontal box in the button. We need text inside the horizontal button. Two of them. This is going to be all the way to the right, all the way to the left, or wait, all the way to the left. 12. So this is going to be the name, item name. So we need to pass, we need a variable called item, which is a BP master item reference. We want it to be instance editable and expose on spawn. This text box is just going to be quantity. And horizontal is gonna fill, right? I don't know. So name and quantity. So on this, the text is we're gonna bind this. We could bind it, but since the text is not going to change, we can do a name here and call it a string. We can do a quantity here. And we can string that as well. We're going to expose these both. Instance and expose. Alright, so now we can click on this and we can add it to name and to quantity. Bam. So back in our loop box, when this spawns, so when this spawns, we need the NPC inventory. And that's going to be, and we're just going to do NPC. And we're going to do NPC master. Expose here. Alright, so on an event construct. You're going to get inventory. And for each inventory, so for each loop, for each item in the inventory, we are going to spawn or create widget. We're going to create this widget. And that's going to be at the loop button. So here's our inventory item. Let's see. Well, we don't need well, we do. We don't need to expose them. We're passing the item in at this point, so it can just get item. So when this constructs, we can just set get name, not that name. Get this name. We're going to set this name. And we're going to get current stack size. And set. So we can do a branch here. So if current stack size is equal, so if this is equal to 1, set this to 0. Set this to nothing. But if it's not 0, we're just going to set the value there. There. So that's saved. So we're passing the item get player, is it player controller? Yeah. Save, let's see, player controller. Alright, so now we're in this here. We need to make this scroll box a variable. So before we do anything, we're going to get scroll box, clear children, and then get scroll box here. We're going to add children. We're going to add a child. We're going to add this child is if it is valid. We're going to add this to this. And I'm going to add there. Good. So this should spawn in. So now we're going to go back to here. So if we click on it and is dead, we're going to create a widget. We're going to just create loop, the widget loop. We're going to pass self reference. Get owning player controller object reference, owning player character, player controller. So this is going to pass whoever clicks on this. It's going to spawn this. We're going to add to viewport. Spawning loop. So now that should add. We're going to go to the cub. This should add to the inventory when it triggers dead. And this is only going to spawn in if the creature is dead. So this, we're going to be doing this after the cub has added its loot to this inventory. So we're going to have to go further on this. Probably by snapshotting this inventory. So we should now be able to see this item in the loot box that it spawns. So let's go kill ourselves a bear. Once one spawns in. There. Let's kill this bear. I'm gonna have to fix this. So it dies. And there, to hide. Now that's not going to do anything, so I should do an on hover here. Or I can make the loop button not transparent and make it a little bit gray. Like a darker gray, so I can add in like a little dark gray. This gray. I think I did this gray for some buttons. Horizontal box. We're gonna fill this. Fill. There. So we should have name there, quantity there. It should look a little bit better. Oops. Alright, so it died. So let's take a look. There. we got loot. Now that's the other thing. Is it won't go away. Alright, so now we need to add the code to here. So we can add a little X up here, so we can add another button here. Let's just add another button for now. It's easier than spamming. I'm going to put a text in there. Just going to make a giant X. We're going to set this button to size the content. 12. And we're going to darken it a little bit. That's the text. This is the background. Now I can grab this real quick. Move it there. Now I'm going to add some padding to this loot box 5. So give us some padding. I'm just going to put that there. We could probably make the X smaller actually. The actual text. Probably do an 8 there. So this button, when this is clicked, we want to remove from viewport, or from parent itself. Let's not. Let me check the inventory, because I have inventory or party systems set up. Kind of the way I kind of like it. Trade menu. Let's see, trade menu, I got buttons. Oh, I put a gray around the box. How do I have the buttons? Trade inventory buttons. They're transparent. But it's transparent on the normal, not down here. So we want the loop button here. We want this to be normal. And the normal up here to be transparent. So that way when you hover over it, it'll be gray. So now we can go back to here. We can wrap the scroll box with a border. This border is going to be gray. It didn't change color there. What was the gray that I used over here? Alright, let's exit that. Let's click on this. We don't want that button. We want this trade menu, and I used this gray on this border. What color did I use? We use this color. Just copy that and bring it over to our button here. I'm just going to paste that in there. So we got gray. Bam. Alright. So now we got a way to get rid of the loop. So we can also, since we have this NPC, get NPC, and also pass in the player that is server side. So if NPC, we're going to get world transform, or get world location. And we're going to do the same thing with the player. Get world location. Capsule. Alright, so now we want to subtract these two and get length of this. Get path length. We're just going to get vector length. So we're going to run this here. So if vector length is greater than 500, we are going to remove from parent. Alright, now let's test that. So if we move too far with this, if we move too far from the NPC, we got to pass the player now. If we move too far, then it should remove from parent. If we clicked on the button, it should remove. Now we got to go to the NPC master that spawns this. Oh, I forgot to put in this. Ah, damn it, I closed it. NPC master. Refresh nodes. So we're gonna also get my controller, because my controller has a server. Get server side character reference and add it. There. That should give us the person, the controller that clicks this. And the controller is going to have a reference to the server side. We're going to do this. Well, that should all work. So let's go kill us a cub and test it. I might change the all. I'm not really liking the blue. I like this gray. I might do the same thing for here. Right. Cub's not initial. There it goes. Takes a moment to initialize. Alright, bear dies. Click on the cub. Oh, I see a problem. But there we go. Bam. That looks much better now. Alright, so that... Oh, we didn't test it. But the X is throwing me off. So this X needs its own anchor. And the anchor needs to be in the middle. So that should help situate that X. Now we can also do here, there should be a border, right? Yes. We're going to do scroll box. I'm going to add a border to the bottom. The bottom feels like it needs to be bigger. 4. Top, left, and right are 4. Yep. Well, let's make it a little bit more. This vertical box border. So let's make it like 8. Let's just double it up. There. Now let's test let's go over here and test stuff. So there's 2 things I want to test. I'm having an issue of these guys roaming around. I don't understand why they don't roam. There. So the X should go away now. Why am I still aiming? There we go. And if I run too far away, it goes away. Good. Animations, animations. Alright, so I think I screwed up the behavior tree because I don't want to roam now. So dead is set. My bad, is not set. That's why they're not roaming right here. That is an attack. Move to acceptance radius of 150. Chase player. We're going to do a branch here. We're going to get world. Here, we want the pawn. Get world. Cast to NPC master. Get world trans or location. We want the location. So we're going to subtract this with this. And we're also going to get the vector length. We're going to do a branch here. So vector length, I do not want to double click that. Is less than or equal to 150. So if this is true, We just want to finish the execution. It is not true. If this length is not less than or equal to 150. So if it is not equal or less, if it's not equal or less, move. But if it is, stay. And of course, if this fails, we need to finish the execute. Otherwise it yells at us. So hopefully this will fix our stuttering problem. Let's exit this because we didn't want to double click. You double click on this with Visual Studio's open, it'll open up that. So hopefully that fixed our little stuttering issue that we're seeing with the bear wanting to run close. And they should roam around now. Let's test it. Alright, so this bear's not... Yeah, this bear's chasing me now. Good. We did not fix the stuttering. Oh. It did stop, though. Alright. So let's pick this up. So now the problem we're going to have is watch. So if I run over here, it should open close. We don't want that to happen, so we'll fix that next. So now we got the loop. We can click on it. Click on it. So the next thing we need to do is to actually put this in our inventory. On top of getting it to click over here. So stutter step. Still stutter stepping. Let's just put an extra 5 here. Yeah, we'll leave it. $200. Let's see what 200 looks like. And this move to enemy is glass strength. Alright. Where are we? Where the hell are we? NPC master. So let's fix this. We don't want this to spawn in. Unless, so we want self get world location get world location. Subtract each other. And get vector length. We only want this to work. So we want this to be true. So if player character is less than or equal to 500. It might be a bit big. It depends, because depending on the size of the character or object. Let's say we had a really big, like a huge dragon. This 50 or 500 may not be large enough to open a loot. And it's still going to be based off of on where the feet of the enemy of the bear is. Let's kill a bear. So 200 looks pretty good. Even though it doesn't look like they're not within range. It's one of those, long as we know it's attacking us, it should be good. I'm getting some crap rolls. Alright, so it finally died. Alright, so there's that. Let's run over here, so I can't click on it. I can't click on it. Clicked on it and the loot pops up. So that's good. So, next thing we need to do is get the hide from here into our inventory. So let's do that next. So we're going to go back to, we want the loot button, because this is the thing that's going to be spawned. So let's get to the button. When the button is clicked, we're just going to take all, right? So this button needs to know where to take it from and add it to. So we're going to need the NPC. We're going to need the player. So NPC master. And we need server-side character. Server-side character reference. And we can just plug those variables in when we spawn the buttons. So here, refresh nodes, we should get this. We have the NPC here, and we have the player. That will give us our inventory objects that we need to add stuff around. So now this, go back to the loop button. Now this is going to all want to happen on the server. So we want to run this as an execute on the server. So we're going to get the controller that clicked. Get my controller. Actually, I probably don't need to pass the player. I can get it through my controller. The NPC though, we need the NPC. We don't need this. So we can just drop that. We could have probably just done the same thing here, but we'll just set it here. So the loop button, controller. Let's go back to client side event. So I do have something that buy item. I think I copy this every time. So we're going to buy an item from one object and pass it to the other. Which is not very complex. I'll probably just rewrite the code so it's a little, so we know what we're talking about. Let's go back to the event graph. We can exit some of these so we can see what the hell we're doing. Alright, so the event graph. How we want to do this. So on the controller, we're going to click on the button and we want to transfer the item, this item into the inventory of the player. So we need to get the server side character reference. We're going to get inventory, but we want to run this on the server. So we're just going to make custom event on just loop, probably server. We'll make a new one. Custom event, we want server. We're just going to call it take loop. So this is pretty much going to, this take loop event is going to be happening on the server. Of course it's going to be reliable. I'm going to compile and save for now. So to save stuff here, we're also going to make a function called take loop. We're going to take the loop. We need two variables, which is NPC and server side character. NPC master and server side character. So with these we can write our code. It's taken a long time because I got a lot of custom functions. I'm trying to debate here. So NPC. We click on the button, we have the item. We have the item. And we know it's from the NPC. So we can pass those variables in. We'll add another one called item. master item. All right. So the first thing we want to do is get inventory of the player. We are going to add, well, first we need to we need to know if the player has items. So for each loop, let's see, has item. Do I have? Has master item in inventory. Right here. Get name in here. So this, I made this in a function library. So if we go to the function library, this is all I have. Server side, so my character reference, inventory. We're going to do a for each loop with break. And we're just going to find the name of the item. If we do find the name of the item, we set as item, set the index of the item, and pass our variables out that we have, if we have an item and that's the index. So we're going to go back to here. If we have the item, so if this is true, if we have the item, we are going to get the item in this index. And we're going to set stack size. But first, that's if it has a stack. So if it doesn't have a stack, we're going to get max stack size here. Before we do anything, you want to check max stack size. If this is equal to 1, if this is true, if it is equal to 1, we just want to take this inventory and add the object. We just want to add this item. As we don't care about anything else, we're just going to add it. And then once we're done adding it, we need to remove it from this inventory. So we need inventory. And we need to find it. So we need to run. So the problem here is I have this. Is there a find? Did I make a find item? Oh, or is it just a find item already? Huh. Here's an index. Apparently I can find the item already. And when we do, we want to remove it. Remove index. So there is a find already. I probably don't even need this. There was a whole find function already. So we find it. So we're going to add it to the we're going to add this item to the player's inventory. Then we're going to remove it from NPC inventory. Good. That's it for this section. Now, if it's false, if it's not 1, we're going to want to see if player has item. If so, we're going to set current stack size to this item. So we're going to get this item's current stack size and this one current stack size. We're going to add these two together and then reset like so. Now since they have an item and this is done and we added it, now we can go ahead and delete the actor. We want to delete. We don't need to run a custom because we're already in a server, so just destroy actor. So we can destroy this actor. Now, if I don't have the item, we're going to do exactly this up here. But as we destroy, we also need to remove before we do that, we need to remove the item. Just like that, remove. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to find it and then remove it. And then we're going to destroy it. Now, if we don't have it, we just want to do the same thing up here. So we're just going to steal this down here. We just want to add to the player's inventory of this item. And we're going to need to find this inventory. And remove it from NPC's inventory. It's a wired mess. So I can get rid of a lot of these wires. Kinda. I think we're done though. So the object is when we click on it, we want to basically take all when we click it. So if it's 1, we're going to add it to our inventory. We're going to remove it from their inventory. That's it. That's all we need to do. But if it's not 1, if there's a stack on it, we need to see if the player has the stack. If so, we're going to get the current stack size of both, add them together, then set the current stack size. Remove the item from NPC's inventory, then destroy the actor. But if the player doesn't have it, we need to add it to the inventory, then remove it, and not destroy the actor. I think we're good. So let's give this a test the way it sits. Oh, wait. I forgot. This is in the function here. So now we got to go back to the event graph. Go to the function. And do a has switch authority. There. Alright. So let's go back and add it. So we need these variables in order for this to work. Save. Takes a while to build and save. Go back to the button. And we are going to call server take loop. Pass this in there, pass NPC in there, pass item. And now it should work. There might be a bug, but it should work. I need to fix these because I can't move when I click over here, and that's a pain in the ass. Come on. I am murdering this bear because it's hostile. The bear is murdered. Let's take your hide now. Alright, so we received the 2 hide. Now the problem is it's still here. So we kinda broke it. Alright. So this code worked. This here worked. So now the problem is, well, once we take it, we need to re-update the stuff. Let's just test one. Let's do it one more time. So the problem is we didn't reinitialize the window. Gotta wait for a bear to come back. We can run over there and shoot it to high health. Alright, so the bear dies and take the hide. So we get the 2 hide. So if I cancel this, and reopen it, it's gone. So it's working. So what I need to do is if the inventory is empty, so we need to do another thing. If the inventory is 0, to not open it again, or once it's empty, close it. And if there's more than one thing, we need to update the window. Alright, so on a button click, we need to snapshot this here. So this inventory. So we need to save this variable. We're going to call it, how do we want to call it? We'll just call it local inventory. I spelled that right, yes? Yes. So we're going to save it. And we're going to run an event tick. So we have an event tick here. We're going to run another event tick. We're going to sequence it. So we're going to run this one there. This one here, we're going to get local inventory. Of course. Get local inventory, we're going to get length. Or just length it. Because it's weird. So we're going to get length. Yep. We're going to get length of this inventory. We're going to do the same thing for this one. Length. And if they equal each other, if they do not equal each other, so if it's true, if they do not equal each other, we are going to update. If they do equal each other, so if false, so if they do, so that means they're not equal, or they are equal. So if they are equal, which will make this not equal false, we do nothing. But if they're not equal, well, we want to pretty much do this whole code again. So if they're not equal, update. Clear the scroll box. Set the new inventory back to the local inventory and repopulate. Bam. Alright, so that should now update the window on an event tick. Now we want this on the server side here. So we got it to where, unless we're close, this will always work. So if it's not dead, and if we're close enough, open a window. But if there is, we need to check the inventory. So let's run another one. We're going to get length. So if length is equal to 0, right? So if it is equal to 0, so if it's equal to 0, do nothing. If it's not, if there's an item in here, well, spawn the window. Alright. let's get our bow and test it out. So now the window should update when I select an object out of it. And should put it in my inventory. Now, we're going to need to add a little bit to it if it's gold, because if it's gold, we just need to add the variable to the gold thing. So that's the other thing we'll check first before we add anything. Is the item gold? If it's gold, well, we can just immediately delete it. We can just add the variable and delete the object. So to hide, and the window updates. Now that the window updates, well, it didn't close the window. We forgot to close the window on the update. But that's good. Now if we close the window and try to click on it, the window won't open anymore because there's no loop. So let's go back and add to our window on the update. Is not equal, so if this is true, it's going to update. But let's do another branch here. Before we check here, let's just take a look at the length again. And if this is equal to 0, so if this is true, we just want to remove from viewport. So now that updates. Alright, so that should work now. Let's go back to here, client side, because we need to take loot. We need to check here if loot name is equal to gold. And if that is true, we are just going to get the server-side character. We're going to get gold. We are going to add gold. To probably current stack size. Set gold. Not trade gold. They want to set gold. So true. Oh, this is just a massive mess. Let's just bring this up here. Bring this up here. We're going to select these three. Copy and paste them here. We're going to remove. Item from this. I'm going to remove it. And then destroy it. Alright, so gold. Gold is situated and that should be good. Gold. And we're going to check if it's an item. That's one stack size. Add it. Oh. Alright, so gold is fixed. We can now test it. Alright, take it, it disappears. I get the hide. That's good. We could probably change the collision on the bear once it dies, that it's no longer collisioned. Though I don't know what's going to affect our button here. They're not roaming again. The behavior tree doesn't like to work a lot of the times. I don't understand. I think I have a run behavioral tree somewhere. But I might have screwed up our stuff. Did I get rid of it? Let's see. Master event graph. I think I got rid of it. It was on an event tick, right? Where the hell's our event tick? No, it's on our dead. Set is dead. This dead. Controller self is dead. I think I got rid of it. It's fine. Let's just test it again. I may have clicked on it too soon and it kind of bugged everything out. Our dragon over there is walking. There. They're roaming around. Alright, so our loot. I believe our loot system is done. For the bears anyways, the only thing that drops stuff is the bears for hide. I could probably change a bunch of other stuff. But I also now need to, on the NPC, when it dies, I need to run a delay. After, what's 10 minutes here? What's 15 minutes? 15 minutes times 60 seconds. 900 seconds? Doesn't seem right. Yeah, 900. We're going to put 900 here. So after the delay, is dead. We're going to destroy actor. Destroy target self. So we're going to destroy ourselves. This is on a server command. So this should be fine. So this is basically cleanup. We're going to clean up the actor. Now, we're also going to check the inventory. So if it's true, so if length is 0, true. Can destroy actor just straight away. If false, so if it's not 0, we're going to do a for each loop. We're going to destroy an actor, all these actors. And once completed, and then destroy. We're going to do that. Actually, my bad. We want to do this after the delay. Alright, so after 15 minutes, it's going to check the inventory. If it's 0, it's going to destroy itself. If it's not 0, if the inventory is not 0, we're going to destroy all the actors in the inventory. And then destroy actor. Boom. And that should be done. That should be our new NPC. That should be our new death animation and NPCs. Now granted, I only did the bear. I have more than the bear. Let's close a lot of this stuff. Chase bear. Trade menu, don't need the trade stuff. It's lagging. So we only did it to the cubs. Well, the bears in general. So the bear animations are set. Get rid of the behavior tree. We don't need the location. We don't need the bear anymore. We don't need the cub. Kind of don't need the loot. The loot's done. So the death animation for the bear, the NPCs, and the loot is all done. So grabbing loot, take loot. So that take loot can be, I suppose, anything. I'll probably end up customizing it eventually because, you know, chests are going to be basically identical. So take loot. The object, I just pass in the object of what the chest is. So the NPC right now is a chest. I can just put an object there and then cast to NPC or cast to a loot bag or a chest of some sort, and then do all the code still. So now our next goal is to take everything in here. So we got bears, we got a dragon. So let's see where the blueprint is for the dragon. We got a giant ass box, which is fine with me, I don't care. So dragon, I'm gonna find that in the stuff. So here's our dragon. I'm gonna go to the animation, and it looks the same. So we're just gonna make another one here called dead, if I can spell dead right. Why do I need a new variable? It's already in use. Is dead. Sure. Is dead. So is dead. Well, once dead, it's dead. We probably don't need it back. So we need a result of death. So let's see what dead looks like for the dragon. Perfect. We only want it to play once. Because once dead is dead, it will stay dead. We gotta compile and save, so it should play once and then die. And we're done. So now the dragon has a death animation. Let me just set the dead variable. We need to go back to his dumb animation because if we leave this to true, it'll always do it first, and then it probably won't do anything else. So dragon is done. Can close the dragon. Go to NPC again. So we got spiders. Let's see if there's a death animation for the spider. Let's find the spider. There's the spider. I have a feeling there's probably not going to be a death animation. Oh, there is one. Death. Is dead. 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 So let's see what the death animation looks like. Compile and save. And dead. Cool. Now at some point we will probably end up putting sounds on these so that way when it dies it does a screeching sound or whatever, blah blah blah. But I don't have sounds for most of these, likely. So spider is done, spider done. Death animation for spiders are done. Let's see what we got. We got wolf. We're just gonna find the wolf. Of course, the wolf is engulfed in this thing. Click on here to find it in the browser. There it is. There is a die, so we're going to add a def. So is it dead? Oops. Yes, it is dead. It is dead. Branch it. Oops. Dead. Back to here, add the die animation. And let's just take a look at what the death animation looks like. Walks forward, huh? Sure. We'll leave it there. Aww, spider. I think I forgot to change the spider's death back. I could be wrong. Let's just see here. Animation. I have a feeling it's fine. Dead? Yes, it's fine. Companion wolf, it has a death. We have a few more NPCs. We got the wolf, we got the spider. Got that. Those are the main ones I have. So I have a few of these. Weird looking dudes. I do not... There's got to be a death animation. I don't have these guys in the game. Or this troll. So these guys and this troll are not in the game. But there could be very well perfect death animations for these guys. Death. Oh, they got a lot of deaths. Who's dead? State machine. Dead. 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 Oh. It would be nice to add a death animation. Oops. So what B looks like. I suppose that'll do. Minion 2, done. We'll look at minion 1. He has a bunch of deaths as well. I know what I'm failing here. Oh, I forgot to do a bunch of stuff. So I set these up. I forgot to do the actual code to set these variables. So I'm actually not done. Let's just take a look at what this is. Backwards. Let's do a full body death backwards. That's not a full body. That's probably better. What's a forward? What's the two forward ones look like? A somersault? Sure. Why is this leg stuck in the air? Oh well. Screw it. Alright, I forgot to actually do this. Get dead. Set dead. Sure. Alright. So back to the other ones. We open them all up. So the dragon, the minion, spider, the wolf. I think that's all. It's lagging a bit. Get dead. Set dead. Get dead. Set is dead. Spider. Alright. Save. Save. And that should be most of the death animations. I have no idea if this troll at all has any animations for dying. Oh, there is one. Is dead. Get dead. Alright, so that's done. And it has to save. I'm gonna save this. Alright, I think I'm probably gonna call it there. I accomplished setting up death animations, setting up the death script, setting up the loot from the dead, so that they'll spawn loot. I did not set up loot for everything except the cub. The cub already had a loot system. I'm probably going to have to come up with a different way to do loot systems or whatnot, but that's what I have currently. And I think that's it.